Greetings to everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about the threats and conservation techniques of biodiversity. We know that biodiversity is the variability among the living organisms, and we have various values for the biodiversity. And we discussed about the hotspots in India. And let's discuss the threats of biodiversity. One of the major reasons for extinction of the species, it can be plant or animal, maybe the evolution, natural process of evolution. But there are a lot of the human interventions for the existence of the life on earth. It can be plant or animal. The estimate given by the ecologist Evo Wilson, 10,000 species per India, means 27 species per day are going to extinct, maybe due to the natural process of evolution or because of the human intervention. If the present trend continues, we may lose two-thirds of our current biodiversity, which may be a big question for the survival of the living organisms, maybe even for the human beings also. The major threat to the biodiversity is loss of habitat. For various reasons, it can be different developmental activities like construction of dams, construction of industries, or for house construction. We are going for deforestation, which is actually a natural home for various living organisms. And because of the deforestation process, a lot of animals and plants lose their habitat, and we lose the biodiversity too. Billions of hectares of forest and grasslands are cleared over past 10,000 years into agricultural land, settlement areas, and development projects. And because of this, the rich biodiversity of wetland, estuaries, and mangroves would also get affected because of the pollution. And we are throwing all the solid waste, e-waste into the natural bodies itself, and it affects the habitat. And the major impact is for the living organisms who survive in that particular habitat. They lose their habitat for their survival. And even we are, because of few activities, we are doing the habitat fragmentation too, where the habitat is divided into scattered patches. Construction of roads, construction of railway tracks, that just bifurcate the natural habitat of the animals, wild animals. And because of that, they lose their habitat and they don't find space to survive over there. Marine biodiversity is also under serious threat due to large-scale destruction of fragile breeding or feeding of oceanic fish and other species due to human intervention. Another threat from the human being to the biodiversity is poaching. It's nothing but the illegal trading of wild products by killing the animals. Trading of the products from endangered species, smuggling of the wildlife items like fur, horn, tusks, or even live specimens may be worth of millions of dollars per year. But a living animal, live animal, can fetch more economical profit to the government than their products after killing them. And we have another threat, which is man-wildlife conflict, wherein as we are affecting the biodiversity, we are making them to lose their habitat and we are killing them for various commercial products. The animals are also attacking the human habitats, human surviving areas, or the cultivated areas. That comes under this man-wildlife conflicts, and we can come across number of cases where elephant attacked on nearby the sugarcane crop, killed so many people, and tiger, leopard attack nearby villages. These are all because they lost their habitat and they don't find food for their survival, and they attack nearby the villages. And here I listed few of such cases where the various wild animals attacked the villages. And this is Sambalpur, Odisha. 195 humans were killed in the last 5 years by the elephants. And villages also killed 98 elephants and 30 were badly injured. Killing of elephants in the broader region of Mysore is also comes under the man-wildlife conflict, where the farmers wants to protect their crops like sugarcane or cotton. They go for electric fencing, and which can affect the survival of that wild animals also. Human encroachment into the forest area raises a conflict between man and wildlife. And generally, the insecure animal, they feel like the human being may attack them, and so that they attack the human being. And the forest departments used to cultivate paddy and sugarcane within the sanctuaries, but due to lack of such practice, the animals move out of the forest in search of the food and attacks the nearby villages. And very often the villages put electric wires, as I mentioned, and will, if they suffer, they attack on the villages, obviously. And the remedial measures to be taken to avoid this is the Tiger Conservation Act has made provisions for making available vehicles, guns, binoculars, radio sets to tactfully deal with any immense danger done by the animals. And solar power fencing must be provided to prevent the animal from straying into the fields, which may not be that much effective as the electric fencing. And cropping patterns should be changed near the forest borders, and wildlife corridors should be provided for mass migration of big animals so that we can somehow protect ourselves from the animal attack.